I should've known that it was temporary. I put that on my life before I die, that I'ma have a beat. Ain't no plan that you can stop when God the one that take the lead.
Welcome back to another video for Inspired by the Storm podcast. So for this episode, we have Noah with us today, and we have Ian, we got Matt, and we got another special episode today for all the new viewers. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. And we just continue to provide value and help elevate people's lives. So for today's video, we're just going to have a lot of motivational, a lot of inspiration, and just helping people change their mindset about different situations. So you have a lot of people like in the whole entire world that are kind of feel like they're trapped in like a 9-to-5 job and don't know where to start, or they don't have the mindset to be an entrepreneur. Like anyone know, like different experience, they see it a lot during present day, where people kind of just need to basically think for themselves and start being like a creative and being an entrepreneur in mindset and take action towards their lives.
I got you. Honestly, like when it comes down to it, like living in the South Side of Chicago, you see a lot of families just going paycheck to paycheck, and it's like the 9-to-5 life is helping them to sustain, sustain themselves within their households. And it's like, yeah, like at some point that's good, but you need to always think for yourself. And when you think for yourself and you go outside of the 9-to-5 and make something for your own, like make a business, make a trade, like do something in order to get away from the 9-to-5, that's gonna allow you to sustain like a better life. That's gonna allow you to go from paycheck to paycheck to having people work for you, having your cost of life be paid off by your business. And it's like that's more impactful.
I would also say branch out, you feel me? Because if you're gonna do it, you surround yourself. If you surround yourself by negative people, you're gonna stay negative. But if you have a positive outcome, you don't branch out, get connections. That's how you level up, go in a different tax bracket. You feel me? You don't want to, stay at the bottom. So just don't hang with, bottom feeders. You gotta rise up above that.
Yeah. Hang around people who will benefit you, and people that can bring out the best in you. Like think outside that box, and just go out there, get out there, go past the 9-to-5 job, like Ian said, because in the future, houses, a 9-to-5 job isn't gonna cut it anymore, because houses right now, they cost around like $500 grand, and I'm talking about those old small houses from the past. They would be around like $20,000, and now they're saying it's like $100,000. Yeah, just go outside the box. Get out of the 9-to-5 job freaking trend, and just get out there.
Right. Like use your 9-to-5 as a resource to fund your future, because at the end of the day, you need multiple sources of income if you want to truly be financially free in today's environment. Mm-hmm. Those rates of low interest rates and affordable housing and everything being low is going to pass.
Mm-hmm. It was inflation.
Right.
Yeah. I remember back then, like, I ain't gonna lie, back then, it was easier to get an apartment. Like, it was like, let's be honest, it was like $750, $800 back in, like, what, 2015?
That's what I was saying.
It's 2024 now. Like, houses, you get in a one-bedroom apartment, that's $1,500. Right. Like, it's crazy.
Like, inflation has done so much to our community and economic system. It's crazy.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, inflation is the rising cost of goods over time. And for many people, they just know that they put their money to a savings account. But actually with inflation, you lose value over time with your money, because you get like less than 1% interest every year, which just shows the importance that you make your money and put your money into assets. So for many people, that could be investing in the stock market or investing in real estate. So basically investing in a Roth IRA, or regular retirement, you can basically get your money to work each and every year without you even having to do any work, because you can basically put your money into a Roth IRA, which you can make up to $7,000 a year in contributions. And when you get taxed initially on the money when you put it in, but once you take the money out, once you get 59 and a half years old, it comes out tax free. So basically your money comes out taxed initially when it's much lower, but when you take it out, it's going to be not taxed at all, which is way better than if you have just a traditional retirement where you don't get taxed initially, but once it accumulates over time, you eventually take it out, it's going to be worth way more, so you get taxed at a higher rate than if you just got taxed initially. And if you put that into a standard, just regular S&P 500 ETF, like VO, VTI, which averages 9% every year, if you're 20 years old right now, and you start with $500 initially, and you invest just $300 every month, you will have $1.1 million by the time you are 60 years old. Versus if you just waited until you're 40, 20 years later, you only have $111,000. So you cost yourself $1 million just by waiting. So that shows the importance of starting now and investing, whether you're 20, 40, 50. It's never too late to start investing, but the earlier you start, the better, to help you build long-term wealth within your family.
I will also say, like, due to inflation, I would just, you don't need to go out to a concert, you feel me? You don't need to buy new shoes. Like, you just live your life simple. Like, buy, fill your gas tank up each and every week. That's mandatory. Pay your bills, mandatory. Feed yourself, mandatory. You don't have to go to a concert. You can enjoy life in your own home. That's basically, like, I would say you gotta put your needs first before your wants. You feel me?
And a lot of people,
and if you get in control of that, your life, it'll be set up for success. Like most millionaires, believe it or not, but some millionaires are cheap. Like they're cheap because they know how to fight. They're financially stable. They know how to get the things they want. They're cheap because they're smart, and you don't have to.
Sorry to cut you off. You don't see Mark Zuckerberg walking around with Prada, Gucci, Louis. Mm-hmm. You see him walking around in a collar t-shirt, and a pair of jeans with some probably New Balances on.
Right. Like you see all these people on IG, all these rappers, these celebrities, these people trying to make it look flashy on Instagram with chains, jewelry, expensive clothing. Most of those people are broke, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those people, the real people that have money, are people that they don't try to flash whatever they have. They don't try to impress everyone. They just live their life and work smart with their money. They don't just use their money to impress people. They make their money work for them, and they put their money to assets or liabilities, because you don't need to go to this $2,000 Taylor Swift concert. You don't need to go to a $1,500 Drake concert. You can literally imagine you put that money to S&P 500. Imagine how much that could be in 5, 10, 15 years just by investing that money into just an S&P 500 and many other assets. Like, what you are basically just putting yourself into a deeper hole by continuing to do more liabilities over assets, like just using credit cards without paying it back. The United States is all-time high in debt because people continue to spend money they don't have just to flash on Instagram and impress people that don't even impact their lives, and just become a toxic environment and don't even help you. Bring people in your life that are going to actually help you and have your back and help you invest and start a business or improve your mindset, or just help you saying, oh no, we're not doing that. Instead of going to this concert, we can come together and talk about a business we can start. Or talking about what stock we're going to invest in, or be a business owner. And we have, when we go out, you're a business owner and you celebrate on your birthday and have that as a tax write-off. Because there's so many different things. Like, instead of just throwing a party, you might as well be a business owner, make that a business meeting, and make that a tax write-off in your business. So many different ways of working smarter, not harder. Like, you need to turn money in your life as a tool to elevate you and your family.
So if you can give like 1 or 3 ways in which you can turn money to a tool, like outside of just tax write-offs, what would it be?
So if you turn money to a tool, so instead of like what as a tool for like just building wealth or within, so basically instead of basically putting your stuff into like just buying like materialistic things, maybe save that money into enough money so you can start buying like assets that actually bring you money over time.
Right.
So instead of buying a car that you can't afford, maybe put that into a down payment for real estate over time, or putting that into equity in a business, or investing in yourself, because if you don't have the mindset, you're not going to be able to make the money, because you can't. Your business only grows as much as you do as a person. So if you don't have the proper mindset or skill set and be able to make action and think quickly, that will help you. That will hinder you in your business and what you truly do.
And yeah, think about like Kevin Hart or The Rock, for example. Kevin Hart, he has like a variety of things he's good at. He has his own restaurant. He has his own studios, and like he has a lot of stuff. Believe it or not, and same with The Rock. They're very well versed in every, a lot of things they do. They just don't stick to one thing. They are all around the book. So the more you can like be well versed around like different like subjects, different things in general, you're gonna be set for success, like I said before.
And like he said, like bet on yourself, like
Yeah,
like Corey and Matt said, like you have to bet on yourself. And when it comes down to like being well versed in a lot of different topics, a lot of different things, it's like it's setting you up for success. Only due to the fact that you're able to reach out to a lot of different demographics of people. And when it comes down to it, The Rock, he played football, yeah, but he also has his own XFL like league. And then yeah, what's up?
No, you can.
But yeah, like on top of the league that he has like other things that are working towards making him money, such as like his acting career, such as his WWE career. And although his WWE career is finished, he still gets money off of the streams of people just watching his videos. He still gets money off of merch from people buying his action figures, buying his clothing. And it's like all of these things, all these skills that he has, all these skills that he put himself to like become better in that niche. It's like now they're making him money. And over time, that's going to allow him and his family to, live based on the skills, live based on, like, having the money work for him instead of working so much for the money. And it's like after, at the beginning, you have to work for the money. You have to work to, gain a sense of, like, status within the community. Yes. But, like, after years of working or, like, working within WWE, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he worked as a WWE, like, actor or whatever. Now it's starting to work for him, and that's like what we're trying to stress.
You gotta get up here, my boy.
Yeah.
You getting old.
Hey,
Man's pushing 20.
But yeah, when it comes to it, it's like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, how do you guys feel about being well versed in a lot of different topics and how that can affect you? Like, what are some other people that you probably can point out?
I would say one person that I know like that's well versed, that got a whole lot of stuff, is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
That boy got, sorry, not that boy. The man got Papa John's, Gold Bond, Icy Hot,
Insurance,
The General,
Yep.
Halftime Show. I mean, it's a lot. He DJs, still making money off of basketball. It's a whole lot of stuff. He's an actor. I mean, and he's like, he has his own cookbook. I mean, and most of the stuff up in there is good.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
So I wanna segue this conversation about other people to us. Like, as a viewer, as somebody who's watching us, I want you guys to think about this as well. Question for you guys: like, what are some things in the future? Like, say 2 years, 3 years later, what are some things, some goals in the future that you wish to have in regards to being like well versed? And like, what are some things that you want to be well versed in when it comes to the future? Like, start us off from the end. Don't worry.
One thing I want to be well versed in is probably, my people skills. I can admit when, like, I don't have the best delivery or best tone when I'm talking to somebody, or I don't, make the right facial expression sometimes. Like, I'll look at somebody crazy when they say something, out of pocket, and I got to work on that.
Amen. I feel you.
Hey, for me, it's kind of the same way, but something that I hope to work on and hope to achieve throughout the years.
That I will achieve.
Yeah. Is my communication, my financial literacy, and building, because I like to build a few things from a hobby, but communications, my communication skills, that's something I really need to work on, because like, as you guys can see, like, I stutter a bit, and that's something I really need to work on. So yeah.
Right. And I feel like you starting well, beginning to put your voice out there, beginning to go to these events, beginning to network at these events. And I applaud you for that, brother. But Corey, when it comes to you, like in the future, like you probably might not have an XFL or XFL deal or be well versed in certain things. But what are some things specifically to you that you want to be well versed in?
So for me, I want to become well versed in every aspect of my life. I'm just starting off, like, of course, me being 20 years old, I know that I believe I could do anything I put my mind to. I know I started investing in stocks when I was 16 years old, but I started to learn more about business and then more different aspects of entrepreneurship, and I'm starting to verse more into the entertainment side. So I started more about like freestyling, basically expanding my creative aspect as a person, because imagine if like a lot of people are just very good at one thing, but if you're really good at one thing but you have very versatile different things that can make you more valuable as a person and just improve your overall viewpoint of life. Because who knows, like, just coming up with different events, just basically collaborating with different people from different industries, because there is not many people talking about financial literacy at the age of 20 years old, but also connected with people in the creative aspect of being artists, different creatives, different people that might not be as highly educated or might have the background of being a business owner, but be able to connect both together into one business, and that to impact more people coming together, because that's so important, because there's not many people that help provide value to a whole entire city on how they can build a business, teach financial literacy, and host different events to bring all people together of all different types of backgrounds, and not gatekeeping, because there's a lot of people that are just hurt by things they don't know. It's not about what you do know, it's about things that don't know that you can hurt. Because there's a lot of people that don't know you can just literally make like $1.1 million in investing in the S&P 500 just starting at 20 years old. Investing is really not hard, to be honest. It's just basically taking a lot of discipline, taking a lot of research. It is basically investing in the right companies that you believe in, and companies you see each and every day. Companies that have a lot of cash flow, companies that show positive growth over 5 or 10 years, and having a long-term mindset. You don't want to hold stocks just to say, oh, I'm just gonna try to swing trade or day trade. 90% of day traders lose money. So if you don't have your right investment strategy or have a community within day trading, you will most likely not be successful as a new investor. And another thing is also basically just not being emotional with your stocks, because a lot of people with stocks, they'll buy it and they'll see it's red a couple days after they buy it, but you just have to know the process. The market always fluctuates. The stock market, S&P 500, is up 70% of the time over a 40-year period. So if you basically hold your money over the long term, your money will basically go up. So of course, past results don't predict the future, but it's very likely that the market will continue to go up. Especially just hold your money and don't buy stocks at its high. Buy stocks when they're on sale, because people will go to the store and buy stuff at Macy's on Black Friday, Christmas, the holidays, but won't buy a stock at 50% off, 40% off, 30% off. Like, that's assets that you can provide to your life instead of trying to buy stuff you don't need to flex on Instagram. Like, what type of mindset is that? We want to be more consumers. What about people just investing, like, oh, I'm gonna buy some Nike. Why not buy a Nike stock? Why not? Oh, I'm gonna spend $1,000 on an iPhone. Buy yourself some Apple stock. Imagine if you can buy yourself literally 8 shares of Apple with buying an iPhone. That's gonna have an appreciating asset. If you're gonna use ChatGPT and use Microsoft all day, invest in Microsoft. Apple and Microsoft are the top 2 publicly traded companies in the world, right in our fingertips, and they've been giving you returns each and every day. In 2022, Apple was at $130 a share. In 2023, it reached $200. Literally, Microsoft is literally the number 1 company in the world, and more people can literally make money just by investing in the top companies. It's not that hard if you just have to be disciplined and know what companies to invest in that are very good, and just not think short term, think long term, think down the road. Don't just think about what's happening today, what's happening tomorrow. Think about what could be happening in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and put that into your life. Because everyone wants to have all this short-form fun, short-term excitement, with all this like content, social media, fast food, relationships. But what if you have more people just trying to think long term? We could be more better as a community, better as a world, and we start just thinking down the road, stop thinking just short term. Think about the decisions you make today that can affect you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You can start something now. Your current situation does not show where you're going to be in the future. So don't be discouraged at what you're at now. Just continue to think forward, think positive, and put that action in place. Like, you can work smarter, don't work harder. You can work hard all day, but if you don't put the right things in place, you're going to be in the same situation, if not worse. So that's one thing I'd say, just a lot of things coming together, just going into the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, when it comes down to it, like, I like the fact that you said that you want to be well versed in a lot of things going into the future, because it's really not one thing that you should be good at. It should be like multiple things, because at the end of the day, having a lot of ways of income, having a lot of ways to impact people would just be more impactful to you. And in my case, I feel as though, like, with this brotherhood, I want to be more involved. I want to be, putting my time and effort into learning what Matt has to say, learning what Corey has to say, and learning what Nori has to say. So when it comes to Nori, he's good. When it comes to Nori, he's really good at communicating. Not really. No.
What you we
get in there.
We gonna take that back. I only know about these two for right now. When it comes to Matthew, he's really good at talking about fitness. He's really good at, like, giving you a conversation. He's like a warming person, and sometimes it's therapy to talk to him. And when it comes to Corey, he's really well versed at finances. He's really well versed when it comes to, like, he's starting to branch out. So he's starting to get well versed in boxing. He's starting to get well versed in dancing. He's starting to get well versed in rapping. And it's a lot of things to build up on. And talking to all these brothers, man, I feel as though, like, for my future, something I want to get well versed at is staying here for them. And then on my own personal account, I have Communication Storm. Communication Storm has been something that's, like, helping involving myself, involving my characters into, like, the community, having conversations like this with other people within the community to hear their story. And that's something that I've been impacted by. And on the other side of it is, like, talking about marketing, talking about strategies that can help you to put yourself out there as well. And that's honestly what I'm focusing on. And when it comes to expanding, I'll hope to be well versed and, like, probably implementing sports into my content. Probably, like, I'm really good at probably shooting a basketball, probably throwing a football, probably, like, having a football being thrown to Corey or one of the brothers, and it's saying, like, 3, 2, 1, and right when they catch it, it goes to a screen of, like, marketing information. I just want to be able to have a good arsenal to be able to teach people about marketing. Knowing that marketing is boring, but in my own creative way, I want to make it a little bit fun for the viewer. So probably being well versed in learning about more sports, probably being more versed in being able to create content, being able to edit the content to make it look more appealing. And I also want to solve a problem, and that's, like, what's stopping the community from attaining upper social mobility. So later on in the future, I hope to begin talking to the right people to learn from their perspective of what's stopping, upper social mobility. And in my case, I feel as though it's access to medication, access to education, and access to jobs, access to higher paying jobs, not just jobs, higher paying jobs. And that's, like, once you gain access to information that that you don't have right now, because what you don't know, it won't hurt you, it can kill you. But information you don't know can allow you to go to the wrong roads. It can allow you to stay in the middle class. So access to education, better education, access to better health and medical care, as well as access to better jobs can help you get there. And I hope to be well versed enough to be able to teach the individuals within the community about that. And it's like, that's kind of impactful. That's kind of impactful to me, and I hope, like, through me speaking this to you guys, that you guys can feel impacted by that. And my why for wanting to impact the community is because, like, coming from the south side, only thing I had was YMCA. I had the YMCA. I'll go there every couple of days, every morning, every night, just working out, being there for myself. And it's like coaches, students, teachers, the adults that always see me, they've been an inspiration. And seeing how the community can impact me to have this mindset, seeing how the community can impact me to want to do better, I feel as though I just want to grow into an adult, grow into a figure that can, be there for another child, that can be there for, our youth that are growing up. Because I feel as though, like, upper social mobility, it doesn't have to happen throughout generations. I feel as though once you decide to make that happen for yourself, you can be the first person in your family. Once you decide to make it happen, once you decide to learn about money, once you decide to learn about education, once you decide to learn about ways in which you can better yourself and get a better job, once you do all that and you go to the right places and meet the right people and make your first million, make your first couple of millions, you're able to teach your family. And it doesn't have to start generational, because I feel as though, like, when it comes to Rockefeller, it was one person who started it, who made an empire for the family, who made generational wealth. Why not be you? Why not start that? Why not be well versed in a lot of things, a lot of activities that can reach out to different demographics of people to help you attain upper social mobility, to help you attain a better lifestyle for the next generation of your family. And that's kind of what I have going on. That's kind of what I want for the future. That's all.
Hey, Ian has been saying some facts. Like, that's straight facts. Like, it's not just about us. It's about impacting the community, because there's so many people in this world that just need an opportunity or just need to know how to do stuff. And we're gonna provide that. We're gonna go all over the city of Chicago, all over the country, and just preach. Basically, just starting our own business, and believing in yourself as a human being that you can achieve stuff. Like, your current situation is not gonna show where you're gonna be in the future. Like, especially, there's a lot of people that go to college. They think that college itself is gonna be successful. If you think so in the 21st century, college will not guarantee you success.
I like to add something. College, like, for me right now, college, I feel like if I'm being honest with myself, I feel like I've gained more out of life through my whole college journey by just meeting these people. I feel as though the connections in college is what really helps you get there in life. Education wise, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm above a 3.0. I can't see how education alone can get me far, because when it comes down to it, I feel as though I'm gonna use that career that I get from this education as a business. And it's like, yeah, that's gonna help me. But I feel as though I can do a lot more now than in 4 years when I graduate, and that's how I view it.
Right, it's all about networking, meeting the right people, and people will push you to do your best. Literally, that's all about. Meet some people that can help you out, and yeah.
I mean, you can have the plan. You just need a stable platform. I mean, if you look at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, all the public speakers that made a change, made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had a plan. All they needed was a platform. So what they do, they started public speaking. Martin Luther King, he marched. Malcolm X, he held, public meetings talking about what's going to happen in our community.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to do. All you need is a plan. All you need to do is build a platform. You can have the plan. All you need is a stable platform, a stable community, probably like not even a certain demographic. You can have people from all around the world tuning in to what you got to say.
Right, like, we need more people working together. Like, one thing about today's society is a lot of people try to act their own separate way, and there's so much hatred in this world. Like, people get a little bit successful, and then somebody want to come around and try to take everything someone has from somebody.
Rob them.
Broad daylight. Or shoot them. Or even shoot them.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of things. Like, instead of trying to just look down on somebody else, why not try to just talk to somebody, get to know them, and know their story, and you might actually have more in common than you think. Like, we have a lot of people, especially with the music, the social media, there's so much negativity within the communities, especially, like, a lot of places that might not have resources. A lot of things that you see is, like, rap music talking about killing, doing drugs, stealing, doing a lot of stuff which is not beneficial. Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to just listen to rap music, trying to implement to your own life, maybe start trying to implement things such as different podcasts, or start opening up on different books and creating change within your community. Because you can't just change the community by yourself. You need to be able to hold other people and help them find their way. Because a lot of people in those situations are not bad people. They just might not have the right resources or people to guide them in different situations. And that's what us. I feel like we can go back into the community and just show other people that look like us, that might be our age, that they don't have to be in the streets hustling and doing drugs or helping do with other stuff that could land them in prison or land them dead. They could actually invest in themselves and actually go after their goals or passion, whatever they want to accomplish. That could be being the best bike rider in the world, or being a multi-million-dollar real estate investor. Anything you want. Like, we can help. Seeing another person like us being successful can go a long way, because there's so many people that just think that it's not possible. They don't know that you can invest in the stock market. They don't know you can start a business. They don't know you could make money from as a business partner and as an artist, being a record label owner. Like, you don't have to just be a rapper, athlete, professional entertainer. You can still be around those people, but be the person hosting those events. Imagine the people that help the advertising for Super Bowl, people that fund these rappers' careers, the people that give them a platform to be successful. There's many avenues. It's not just being an entertainer, being an athlete, or just being all those other things that people think that's the only way to get rich. You can get rich doing stuff legally. You can get rich doing stuff the right way. Like, there's so many opportunities in this world. Like, there's so many, not just in the United States, but in Africa, overseas in Saudi Arabia. There's so many things you can do. And your smartphone, you can search up anything on just with the touch of a button. There's almost too much information that people are distracted by stuff that don't matter. And if you actually try to focus on things that can actually improve your life and things that you can control, like, why are you talking about stuff about other people's lives on social media when you live in your mama's basement and you can actually go out there and get yourself out and work and invest in a business? Like, why are you over here trying to worry about what color shirt somebody's wearing? Get out the house and put that work in, because a lot of things that you do is because of what you do in your own life, your personal choices. Why are you sitting in the bed? You can go to the gym and get fit, bro. Stop looking on Instagram at all these IG people trying to impress you. Their life is not real. They don't know. All that stuff is fake. Like, you need to look up and look yourself in the mirror and say, are you doing everything you can do to be successful? Because it's not going to be easy. If you don't have that mindset that you're going to do it and get up and work and hold yourself accountable, like, you can't be partying every weekend when you credit card bill and the rent due. What type of mindset is that? Just to flex on Instagram to show that you out having fun? Thanks. The real people working on it aren't hiding behind the camera. They doing stuff when the cameras aren't off. They doing this stuff when people aren't around them. They doing stuff that you might not want to do. They're gonna do it. People that are successful are not doing. It's not just something that just happened to happen. They didn't get lucky. They put the work in when people did not believe in them. When people did not believe in their idea. When people did not invest in their business. They said, I don't care what they say. I know my vision and I know where I'm going to go and I'm going to make it happen. So don't let any of those people that have low values in their life stop you from doing what you want to do in your life. You have so much to accomplish that you can do in your journey. Don't compare to the other person around the street. Like, everybody's journey is different. Don't compare yourself to an influencer. Create your own influence. Be the influencer. But don't be trying to follow all the rules. Create your own rules. Create your own passion. Be the leader. Don't be a follower. Be that person that creates.
If I could say something, I would just say, you know, these rappers, these influencers, they don't know you. Why you looking up to them? Why you want to be like, oh, I want to be the next, you know, Kevin Durant. I want to be the next, you know, Kevin Hart. Or I want to, you know, I want to be this. Why don't you be you? That could be you. Right. Like, I feel like in 3 months' time, like, you could be bigger than Kevin Durant. You could be bigger than Kevin Hart. If you just put the work up in. They just stay committed.
Not a lot of people, they don't really value themselves, so yeah.
I know that Corey went off. I was gonna sleep.
That'll be the end of today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to post notifications so you get notified for future videos, and have a blessed day.